Good morning, everyone. Right. Today we are going to discuss the continuation part of the multithreading. In the previous session, we already discussed what is the multithreading and what was the need for that, and how the threads will be the work, and how can we create a custom threads and all, and how can we set our names to our custom threads, and also the ways to create a threads also. Right. We are going deeper into the multithreading concepts of how can you set the priorities for that tradings, and in the meanwhile sometimes the problems will be coming by using the multi-threading, the race conditions and all, and how can we achieve with a synchronization, right? And we are going to discuss that. Just to see a recap of what we discussed in the previous session. After that we will move into the topic, right? In yesterday's class, we discussed that what is a task, process, and the thread. Task is nothing but the work we have to done. Process is the environment which allocates to perform the task, right? And thread is which executes your task. Thread is a responsible to execute your task, right? Like that. Suppose in the yesterday session we are seeing that how can we create a class, right? Or how can we create a thread, our custom threads. Direct go to the, and in the methods also what we discussed yesterday, some methods, right? um, get name, active count, one thing, right? Thread methods, thread methods, active count is method. It returns the active number of threads in your program. Next, current thread. Suppose you have the n number of thread, you have to find in which thread you are currently. This current thread method gives you, right? It helps to know in which location of the thread you are, right? And another thing we see, get name to know the name of your thread, name of your thread. And set name also you can do with a constructor, and also you have a method set name. To set the name for your thread, for your thread. And one thing is there, it was get status, get state, right? Get state, it tells the state of your thread, in which state. We have the several states, right? New, 6 states normally: new, runnable, or terminated. These are the stages, and which are not displaying with this get state will be the waiting, comma, blocked. These are the state not displayed by your get state method. I think these are the method we are shown, or we are discussed in the yesterday's class. And next, today we can go with the get priority. set priority, set priority, and one thing we discussed, right, that was join. How this join well helps to make threads in a serialized way. Threads in a serialized way, like a normal your Java program execution. And sleep is nothing but a block state or the waiting state. Sometimes you have to sleep your thread. That means execution stopping of your thread. Wait your thread execution. Wait your thread execution, right? These are the things I think we discussed. And current thread, add to count, get name, set name, get state, right? These are the things we discussed, and today we are going to discuss the get priority, set priority, and the raise condition. Raise condition and synchronized synchronized keyword. These are the things we are going to discuss. What are those, and how can we do that, right? Going to the implementation. I'm creating the new class to execute this. My class will be the mm, threading problem, right? Threading problem. The public static void main of the string. Right? It is normally a Java program. Now we have to create our custom threads. How can we create our custom threads? Suppose by using the class name, right? Class thread. One way of doing class thread extends the thread one. Okay, okay. Sorry, thread is one class, so you have to inherit thread one. It was inherited from it, right? Suppose we can go with the runnable. Why? Because in the previous class we are not seeing that, right? Runnable implements runnable runnable thread one implements runnable, and in that public void run is my method, right? Public void run is my method. In it is a overridden method from the runnable interface, so you can use the override annotations because of your knowledge, right? In this I have to perform one thing for int I equals to 0, I less than or equals to 10, I plus plus. I can print my sysout means system.out.println. I can print the current thread, right? So get name, you can use the get name Wait a minute. Plus I current thread dot get one plus I, right? Wait a minute. Thread dot current thread dot get. It was with a count, right? My thread name and count. I have to run. Suppose I want to set a name for my this thread one. How can I set? Is suppose here I can create an object to that. First, when you have to create a thread by using the runnable, first you have to create object of the which is inherited from the runnable interface, right? The class thread one is inherited from the runnable, so first you have to create object for the thread one. T1 equals to new thread one of, right? It is the way I have to create an object. After creation of an object, you have to pass it to the thread class as an parameter. Thread class, so thread is the main class. Thread suppose I can go this with m1 t1 equals to new thread of m1. This is the way you have to call, right? Suppose m1 dot set name, right? By using this set name I can set a name to that, okay? Wait, my thread name will be the I can go with running. Running is my thread name. This is the way I can pass my name one. Also you can pass it or setting a name by using a set name also. If you can go with the set name, it is another process. Suppose if I run this t1 dot start, I have to start my thread, right? If I start method, it is implicitly calls the run method in my runnable interface. Suppose if I run this, it will implement. This is the way you can set the name. Another way, by using the keyword also. If by using the keyword, or by using the pre-built function, how can you set a name is t1 dot set name of now I can go with the run only. Okay, run is my method. Run this, right? By using the set name, you have to do here. If you want to pass, you can pass with a along with object reference here. It is the two ways. Suppose the same approach, I can go with the thread, normal thread, sorry, class thread 1. It was thread 2, right? So thread 2 extends from same thread class now, not from this thread class. In the thread, how can you set a name? You can create a constructor to set a name. You can create a constructor to set the name. Suppose I can create constructor public thread 2 with the name of thread 2 string name, right? String name, and I can set a name. For I have to pass this name variable to the parent. For parent passing of any variable value, use the super keyword, right? Super. And I have to write a run method here also, right? Public void run. What the logic you have to done in your thread, you have to run inside a run method only. So public void run. Here also I can use the same logic. For int I equals to 10, he can start with 11. 11 I less than or equals to I less than or equals to 20, I plus plus, right? In this same way, I have to print this out, and thread dot current thread current thread dot get name plus I value, right? The same way, how can I create thread for this class? Simply like the above, I can create thread thread 2 m2 equals to new thread 2 of. You can create an object and pass the object to the thread class. Thread 32 equals to, okay, I have to pass one value, right? Thread 2 equals to the run 2 2 will be the run 2. Okay, thread t2 equals to new thread of, right? And I have to start my second thread also. T2 dot start is the only method to run your thread, right? Suppose if I run this, what would be my output? It will concurrently run the thread 1 and the thread 2 with the names of run and run 2. only trans run, right? I'm creating the thread but not passing this m2 variable, right? Because of that object reference you have to pass thread triple one run 0, thread triple one run 0. Okay, it will take it as a thread 1 and 11 12 13 14 15 concurrently it will run. Suppose if I run like this, right? Concurrently it will run. It will first run 0 thread 1 12. It will not set any name. Why? Run 2 I am passing m2 thread 2 new thread of run 2 thread 2 string name and thread super of name, right? Otherwise you can set to this run 2 also like above. How? T2 dot set name, T2 dot set name equals to, it will take run 2, right? Run 2. You can simply set a name to this. Suppose you have the n number of threads like this. Suppose you have n number of threads like this, you have to go it in a serialized way. You can use the join, but now the thing is, suppose I have another thread. Suppose I have another thread. That thread will be the same. I can go with the thread 3, the same thing. Just right. Suppose I have to create another thread. It was a thread 3. Thread T3 equals to the same I can use, but I can set the name to the thread 3 is the T3 dot set name. T3 dot set name of it was run 3, it will be the run 1, run 3, and run 2, right? Suppose I can start these 3. If I run it, first run 1 will execute, run 3 will execute first. After run 0, that means run 1, run 2. It will be depends on the CPU utilization and all, not any fixed run to that. The same way, suppose you want to first run the priority for run 1, then you can set your priority. How can you set the priority? Suppose I have to set the priority for my run 1 as a top. Okay, I can set priority my run 1 as a t1 dot set priority as a thread dot max priority. Normally the priority varies from the 0 to 10. 0 is the low priority, 10 is the high priority. Max priority means it will be the 10. And norm priority, you have a 3 options: max priority, norm priority, and minimum priority. Norm priority means it will take 5, minimum priority means it will take 0. Like the way, suppose I have to set, you can give value also, but the value always lies between 0 to 10. If you give beyond that, it will throws an exception of argument illegal argument found, right? Suppose I can give the maximum priority, first execution of this thread only this t2 and the t3 will execute. If you observe, if I run this, sorry, where is this run 1 will be the 0, right? And suppose you want to give the max priority, max priority. If you want to give the minimum priority, thread dot minimum priority, normal priority. It was a minimum priority you have to give to the t3, and t3 dot set priority of thread dot norm priority. If I run it, first it will runs the run 1, first it will runs run 1, after run 3, after run 2. Why? Because I am providing max priority to my t1, so it will run first, and minimum priority to t2, so it will last, and norm priority. In place of this, you can give the values also, but the values lies between suppose here I can give 1. Okay, One is the max priority, right? The same way how it will display like this. Run 3. Okay, right. Suppose here I can give the 10 and I run this. Run this. Set priority will be the 10. So again you can run. It's better if you go with the all numbers or all these min priority max priority values. And suppose if I go with the 12, if I go with the 12, then you can observe an error. Exception of illegal argument exception. So you have to be mentioned from 0 to 10 only. Okay, right. And I can go with the 4. This priority will be the varies. Why? Because set priority 4 and the 5. Norm means 5 only. So it will be the not that much of variation. So run 1 first. Why? Because it was the max priority. And after that run 2. Why? Because it will be the 4 and the norm is the priority by for setting the priority. Suppose you want to know the what is the priority for your thread, then you have an option of sysout. Suppose I want to know the priority value of t3. T3 dot get priority. Get priority. T3 dot get priority. Right? Where it is? Where it is? 5 is the priority value of that. Right? Now we are going to discuss the what is the problem with the multi-threading. The problem with the multi-threading is the main problem is race condition. Suppose you have to think one account is there, normally a person can try to update it. Suppose you are a person, I am handling the account details. Two persons come to the person and try to know the current balance status. Suppose I have a 500 in my account. Two persons approach me and try to deposit to me. Okay, and try to deposit to me. If person 1 comes, I'll tell the current balance of my account. For the person 1, I am telling that my current balance is 500. Okay, and the person 2 also I am saying that my current balance is 500. Right? The task is deposit for the person 1 and the person 2 to my account. In the context of person 1, what is the my account balance? 500, right? In the context of person 2 also, what is my balance? 500. According to context of person 1 and the person 2. Suppose, right? Suppose me account balance will be the 500, suppose, or 5000, right? Person 1 is there, person 2 is there. Person 1 try to deposit some amount to my account, and also person 2 also try to deposit some my account. Both task is deposit only. Both task is deposit only. But the difference is, in the context of person 1, what is my balance? 5000, right? In the context of person 1, my balance 5000, right? The same thing, the context of person 2, it will be the 5000, right? Context of person 2 also 5000, my balance. Both are doing the deposit only, right? Both are, if I had done this in a thread way, multi-threading way, it will person 1 with one thread, person 2 is also with one thread, right? My account balance is updated to the, suppose the person 1 try to update it to the, add the amount of add the amount of 100 to my account, right? And person 2 add the amount of person 2, suppose 200 to my account, right? Person 200 to my account. If I go with a multi-threading option, these two will be the concurrently running. That means account will update it to the either 500, 5100 or 5200. But both are doing the deposit. What will be my account balance? It has to be become 5300, right? It has to be become 5300, but it would be become a 5100 or 5200. Why? Because when it will go with the multi-threading option, threads will be the concurrently running, right? So at that time the balance will not updated will correctly, right? That means this will be the race condition, we are calling it as a race condition. That means something, it has to be accessed by through two threads, something it has to access by two threads at a time, then the race condition will happen. Suppose you can deal the food delivering also. One person is there, one person have the orders will be disputed to the delivery man, right? I have only one order, I am telling the information to person 1 and person 2, both are coming to the same order, it will be the race condition. Both are concurrently working on the same thing, it will be the race condition. We can see this race condition with a example, and also how can we achieve that? The same banking statement we can see. Suppose I have a thread 1, it is okay, I can create one class for my bank account, class bank account. In this bank account, my balance is 0, okay? And I can declare one method, void deposit. In the deposit method, I have to perform suppose for int I equals to 0 to uh, if adding 0 now, then there is no issue. So less than or equals to 1000, I plus plus balance equals to balance plus 1, right? This is my class 1 class. Suppose I can create here one thread. I can write the thread implementation later. I can use only one thread, so I can remove this runnable, right? Runnable, and I can create it as a one thread one, or the person. I can go with the person extend from the thread person, and here I have the void run method, right? I can do it later. I can do one thing, right? It was my main method, right? First I can create instance through my bank account. Bank account, suppose b1 equals to new bank account, new bank account. Okay, and then now I can create a threads. My threads will be the person, right? Suppose I can create object for my thread, right? Mm, suppose person 1, person equals to p1 equals to new person of, I have to pass this bank account. Why? Because I have to perform on this balance, right? So I can pass to the bank account. uh, Bank account is b1, right? So b1, if I passing means I have to add here constructor. So how can I add a constructor? Simply public person of, my instance will be the, I think bank account, right? Bank account b1. Okay, this dot bank equals to bank, sorry, b1. This is person 1. The same way I can create for the person 2 also, right? In the void run method I have to call my deposit, right? Where is my deposit? In this, that is the reference of bank, right? So bank dot deposit, bank dot deposit, or you can simply use the this dot bank, right? And here I can change with the another thread. These are the threads. mm. Next p1 dot start and p2 dot start. Change it. P2 dot start. If I run this, Oh, I have to print something, right? Do one thing. In the final, sys out of b1, right? b1 dot balance. What it displays 0? Why? Because threads 2 access at same time. Because of that, so I can go with the join p1 dot join and p2 dot join. Because of that, I can make this in a synchronized way, right? If I run this, what is this error? p1 dot join and p2 dot join. Okay, I have to add an exception. Add throws declaration. I have to add an exception, right? Multi-threading has to be executed in a concurrent way, but I try to implement in a serial way. Because of that, interruptions will be exception. So I have to raise a compile time exception. If I run this, final balance is 2000, right? But what the amount it has to be performed? Suppose if I run this again, 1683. If I run this again, 1735. But b1 also deposit the 1000 and b2 also deposit the 1000, so it has to become 2000, right? But we are getting the random values in every time, not in a exact value. Sometimes it will get, sometimes it not, depends, right? How to fix this is you can use the synchronize. Where you have to use the synchronize is here in the deposit method, or which method you have to make, or at a time you have to access, that you can go with a synchronize. I think it is smallest synchronized. If I run this again, if I run it again, n number of times you can write. If you run n number of times also, you can get the only 2000. You can get only 2000. This is the race condition. That means which method, maybe the truth is can access at a moment. Sometimes it will throws this type of issues that can be you can resolve by using the synchronized keyword. Synchronization, that means in a one after one other you have to update it, right? That is the thing with the synchronized keyword. And the race condition in the multi-threading, the main problem is race condition. The race condition we can achieve by using a synchronized keyword. You can apply the synchronized to the class also, it's not an issue. But normally which method you have to perform in a synchronized way, you have to do that, right? Right, we can end up this session with this. This is we are end up with the multi-threading, you can practice it, right?